Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Secretary, let me ask you real quickly, if I can, because I know your time is coming to a close here. Companies are notified under Stage 3 of the SIFI designations that they have been designated as SIFI, correct?
That's correct.
And there's really no other opportunity to be notified, though, other than Stage 3.
Well, the formal notification is Stage 3, and there's plenty of time in Stage 3.
Well, let me just. There's the SIFI designation states, quote, "In general, this analysis, Stage 2, will be based on a broad range of quantitative and qualitative information available to the Council through existing public and regulatory sources, including industry and company-specific metrics beyond those analyzed in Stage 1, and any information voluntarily submitted by the company." It just seems kind of odd that if they're not aware until Stage 3, how would they know to volunteer any information at the Stage 2 level? I guess what I'm getting at is it's almost like a gotcha situation, because they don't want to be a SIFI if they don't have to be, and so they would like to work with you.
So companies know if they meet the Stage 1 standard, because the Stage 1 standard is a publicly
but they're not notified that they're being
but the
reviewed.
companies know that if they're in the group of companies that meet the threshold, they can voluntarily provide information.
But they don't know if they're in Stage 2. Don't you think it would be better and more transparent if there was an opportunity for notification in the Stage 2 level of a company that is under review for SIFI purposes?
The process was actually set up in a very careful way to try to get information that was available to use to make preliminary determinations before engaging a company in a process.
And it should be a cooperative process, I agree.
But if a company is notified, that creates all kinds of other issues.
But it could cause self-correctness.
You could what?
It could cause self-correctness. In other words, they would want to cooperate, I would think. And not only would they want to cooperate, but I think other companies in the same industry may also want to have the opportunity to prevent them from being under that review. Wouldn't that be a more transparent, a more cooperative process?
I think the transparency of the process is very high, because Stage 3 is where the detailed back and forth with the company and FSOC goes on.
I could agree. All I'm saying is that if they can have some opportunity to avoid Stage 3, would that not be better and inure to the benefit not only of the company but also
I'm not sure it would benefit the company. I think that for many companies, if there was a kind of preliminary designation they were notified of, that would create a sense that they were about to be going through Stage 3. They may have to disclose it. It could have an effect on their business.
But most companies don't know really that they're even going to be Stage 3.
I think the financial firms that are that are at the Stage 1 threshold level do understand that they're there.
Let me change to topics here. Just recently, the International Association of Insurance Supervisors came out with their plan to implement capital standards for insurance companies, hopefully on a global basis. Unfortunately, they seem to be rushing to things, and I think that NAIC's head, former Senator Ben Nelson, has expressed his dismay and concern that they're going at breakneck speed. My question to you is that if the United States doesn't participate in these global standards for capitalization for insurance companies, really they don't become global. And in fact, there may be other countries that may follow our lead. Can you give us some assurances from the Treasury and the FIO that everything is being done to make sure that the interests of domestic insurance carriers is being advocated and protected as we go through this process of assessing or
Congressman, there is robust participation by insurance commissioners and others who are expert in the U.S. insurance industry in that process. And I can tell you that it is with a great deal of input from the United States that the discussion goes forward.
And with regard to statutory accounting procedures and generally accepted accounting procedures, those two being at odds too, because you've got, most insurance companies now having to potentially have to keep two sets of accounting principles, which would be very duplicative, very costly. Can we get some assurances from Treasury that we will focus on not a duplication, but rather a continued streamlined process for accounting principles such as the SAP or statutory accounting principles?
So I will have to get back to you on the specific issue regarding the insurance accounting principles. I can tell you as a broad matter, my view has been if we can in international conversations eliminate some of the noise between different systems
and duplication,
it would be a good thing. The problem is that it's not always as easy to accomplish as you would like.
I agree, which is why we would like your advocacy in that regard. With that, Mr. Chairman, I'll yield back.
The Chair intends to recognize the